This week, in week 2, we were looking at microscopes. So if we start with how we use a microscope. So it's an instrument that produces a magnified image of an object that's too small to be seen by the naked eye. We labelled this microscope. Up here we have the eyepiece. We next have the arm, the focusing knobs, the base, the light source. So in a lot of microscopes, you'll have a light source under here. Some of them you have a mirror. We have the stage, and then we have the objective lenses here. So objective lenses. So that could also be focusing wheel rather than focusing knob, obviously. Here we looked at the fact that you have the objective objective lenses. You have the eyepiece magnification, which is always times 10 within school microscopes. And then the objective lens, when we get into the school classroom, you'll see you can twirl that around on a little wheel and change it from times 4, which is the smallest one, to times 10 to times 40. So to find the total magnification, we take the eyepiece magnification and then the objective lens magnification that we've picked. So times 10 times 4 gives you times 40. So times 40. The next one, times 10 and times 10, gives you 100 times magnification. And the last one, times 10 and times 40, gives you 400 times magnification. That means, for example, if we look at the word eyepiece here, on my screen it is about 1 millimeter in size. If you were to place this first low-powered microscope magnification on top of that, something that is 1 millimeter would actually, under the lens, appear to be 40 times bigger. So it would be 40 millimeters in height, which is about 4 centimeters. So for a lot of you, that's probably the length of your ring finger in S2. So you could see we can actually zoom in not just on the word eyepiece, but on part of that word because it would be 4 centimeters tall. So that's just a little bit about how that's answered. If we just quickly go through the check tests as well, we'll start with the microscope one. So to use microscope, put the following steps in the correct order. So you read through A, B, C, and D, which order do we want to put them in? So looking through the eyepiece and moving the stage down until the image is in focus, placing the slide on the stage with the specimen centered over the hole. Looking from the side, move the stage up until the slide almost touches the objective lens, selecting a low power first. So what I would do is I would do B first, so put the slide on the stage. I would select a low powered lens, so B and then D. I would then do C and then A. So B, D, C, A, or it could be D, B, C, A. Actually, it doesn't really matter which one you do first, but D, B, C, A would be this one. The eyepiece on all school microscopes has 10 times magnification. If your pupil was looking at a slide low powered with magnification of times 4, what is the overall magnification? We've talked about this, it's times 4 times 10, so that's 40, not 14. The eyepiece on a school microscope is times 10 again. If the total magnification is 400, what must the objective lens be? So in this case, instead of multiplying two numbers together, the 10 and the 4, we're trying to work out what have you multiplied by 10 to get 400. So the answer is 40, because 400 divided by 10 gives you 40. And if we were to submit that, we will assume I got 100%. Quickly, just while we're here, we could do the averages one. So what's the first step when calculating an average? You add up all the numbers. So we add all the numbers together. If you've got two numbers, you just add them together. If you've got 50 numbers, you add them together. And you need to, while you're doing that, work out how many numbers you have. So the second step, divide the sum of all of the numbers, so the ones we've added together, by how many numbers you added up. If you've added 5 numbers up, then at this stage, we divide by 5. So it then gives you an answer, and let's work this through. So it says you've got 5, 11, 15, 20, 25, 61, and 4. So 5, 11, 15, 20, 25, 61 and 4 gives you 141. So we summed them. We divide by how many numbers we sum together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We sum 7 numbers together. And that gives you, that was wrong there, 20.14. Now, that's not one of the answers, so we have to look at that. 20, and then we have to try and get rid of some of the numbers after the decimal point. So we should know that if you take the next number, which is the 1, we can round down from that 1. So 20 is the number that we would get because you're rounding down. If we submit that, we assume we would get it right. Hopefully that's helped, and hopefully you understand the answers. If you haven't, please do ask for help.